Hello everyone, my name's Larry and I'm here with Prepping for Pennies. Welcome to my channel. My goal with this channel is to help everyone in the prepping community prep, but do it on the cheap. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars preparing for disasters or civil unrest or whatever else may come your way. There's a lot of misinformation I feel on YouTube and on the internet in general when it comes to prepping. And today I want to talk about everyone's favorite subject, the get home bag. A get home bag is exactly what it says it is. It's a device, a carrying device that's supposed to help you get home from your work or from a friend's house or a grocery store in case there is a disaster or an event that takes place that prohibits you from driving your vehicle to home. With that being said, I think a lot of people have a misconception about what a get home bag should be. And today I'm going to try to help some of you new people and some of you older people who have been doing this for a while realize that you don't need to have this tactical bag to get home. The average American lives roughly 16 miles away from their work, and with a pace of 2.6 miles per hour, that's usually giving breaks and time to rest. That's not even an 8-hour journey. With that being said, I know that not everybody's in peak physical condition and your circumstances are going to vary. But I'm here to help you out. I don't think the average person needs a 20-pound get-home bag. I don't think the average person needs to run out and buy a Rush 72 and fill it with as much crap as they can to get home. I'm going to give you some examples of get-home bags and give you an idea of what you need in your get-home bag. Okay, so first let's start out with the bags. This is more of a tactical bag. It's got Molly on it. It's just a shoulder sling bag. I got it cheap off of Amazon. If you're in an urban environment, you really don't need something like this, especially if you're in business clothes. Some people may get the idea that you're one of those tactical people and they may either start a fight with you or they may even try to beat you up and just take your stuff, thinking you might have a firearm in here. So that's number one. This, unless you're going into the woods, something like this you really don't need for an urban environment. This is a prime example of a get-home bag. Nothing special. It's a freaking Walmart shopping bag. It costs like $1. This will do everything you need it to do to get you home. I mean, it's designed to literally carry groceries. And it'll just make you look like some idiot who crammed a bunch of stuff out of their car in their bag and started walking home. This is light, it's inconspicuous, and it can fold up, and hell, most times you can carry it in your pocket if you really need to. And it'll carry everything you need to get home. This can be a get-home bag. Just a simple little trail hiking fanny pack. It can carry 2 bottles of water, some medical supplies, a little bit of food, maybe a power bank to charge your cell phone, a headlamp, and some first aid. This is another good example. This will make you look like you're just some health fitness geek walking home. This is another good example. It's small. Yes, it does have molly webbing on it. It looks more tactical, but you can sling it over your shoulder. It's easy to take on and off, and you're not going to put 30 pounds of crap in it. This is another example of a get-home bag. As you can see, it's just one of those bags that you get from when you go to auto shows and people fill them with grab bags. It's nothing special. Like I said, it's literally just a nylon and polyester basically a cinch sack. This is another great example of a get-home bag. Alright, now that we've discussed bags a little bit, let's go over what you should carry in your get-home bag. Honestly, like I stated before, most people only live 16 miles from work. That's basically a work shift hike home. You're not going to need all this gear like cook stoves and shelter systems and, I don't know, fishing kits, sleeping bags. You're not going to need that. You're going to be motivated to get home. And that's all you're going to be thinking about is getting home. So let's discuss some things you should have in your get home bag. And I'm going to kind of go in order of what I think is the most important. Number one is just a bottle of water. You're going to need water, especially if you're not in real good shape. You're going to be exerting yourself quite a bit. You're going to be under stress. And you're going to be used to doing activities, or doing activities you're not used to doing, excuse me. You don't need some fancy container. You don't need a water purification system. You just need a good bottle of water. This is a 1.5 liter bottle of Smart Water. It's $2.24 at Walmart. It's nothing fancy, nothing major. I mean, honestly, if a civil unrest event hits, you're going to have to take an alternate route. You might need a little bit more, but you're in an urban environment. There's plenty of places to get water. Gas stations, hell, you might even stop by a friend's house if it's on the way and just ask to fill it from their home. So that's number one priority is water. Number two is a little bit of first aid. Nothing major. I'm not telling you to go out and get a trauma kit or an IFAC kit. I'm telling you to get some Band-Aids, which you could probably steal those from your work cabinet at work. And I recommend getting some waterproof adhesive tape because you're probably going to get blisters on your feet. You might cut your finger or something like that. It's going to be more of an inconvenience. And also, I always carry that 6 feet of duct tape rolled up, and I always carry that in my pocket as part of my EDC, which I'll go over in another video. So number one, water. Number two, a little bit of first aid. Like I said, I'm not telling you to go out and spend all this money on an expensive IFAC kit. You're just getting home. Most you're going to get is an owie and a boo-boo, and this will take care of that. Along with first aid, I think something that's very important is also a bandana and safety glasses. If you're in an event where, say, there's a bombing or a natural disaster, chances are there's probably going to be debris in the air, and you don't want to get it in your eyes, and you definitely don't want to breathe it. So just a simple bandana or even an N95 mask, those things will help you out tremendously as well. And to go along with that, just a pair of these rubber coated gloves. These, nothing special, they're only $2. They're mildly cut resistant. They offer great dexterity. You can feel a lot of things with them, and they do offer quite a bit of protection against cuts and scrapes and so on and so forth. You could even handle hot items for just a couple of seconds with them before they'll start to melt. You don't need to go spend $30 or $40 on a pair of mechanics gloves, or even more on a pair of quote-unquote Oakleys, so you look tactically cool. These are light. They literally fold up very small, and they'll do everything you need them to do. Next is a headlamp. you're probably going to be walking home. If it's after your shift, say you get off work at 5 o'clock, you're going to be walking home in the dark. There's just no getting around that. You're going to be walking home in the dark. So a good quality headlamp. This is just a Duracell, but it's bright. It's got a bunch of different modes to it. It's even got a blue light mode so you can see blood at night if you need to. Hopefully you don't. But just a good quality headlamp, or even just a headlamp. This one's literally like $10 at Walmart. Home Depot actually sells the Defiant brand, and sometimes you can get 2 of those for like $10. Those are actually really good headlamps for the money. They're big, they're bulky, they're not real comfortable to wear, but I've had one for 4 years that I've used the hell out of, and it's held up pretty good and it still works. So, recommend it. Next item is a multi-tool. This is just a cheapy multi-tool I got for free from somewhere. I can't remember. Normally I carry a Leatherman as part of my EDC, but you want one with pliers, and this is more so if you were, say, walking through a wooded area and you get a splinter in your hand, or say your eyeglasses, you hit your face on a branch and your eyeglasses get bent. You can fix them with this. You can do a lot with a multi-tool. I'm not saying you need to go out and stab people, but even just a little cheapy one's better than not having one at all. This item is going to kind of be controversial, but I'm going to tell you now, you need stacks. And I would say some lifesavers. You really don't need more than this. And the reason being is you're going to be walking home. You probably already had lunch, but you're late for dinner. You don't want to stop in an urban environment and cook yourself a freaking Mountain House meal. You don't want to stop at all, really. Your primary goal should be to get home as fast and as safely as possible. So don't weigh yourself down with all these silly Mountain House meals and these MREs if you're just putting this in your get home bag. Now, we can talk about bug out bags, and yes, I highly recommend them, but there's cheaper alternatives out there. So once again, don't listen to everybody, but listen to some people, if you know what I'm saying. Put you some snacks and lifesavers, or even a pack of gum. You know, that you'd be surprised how distracting that is. And that's kind of a little morale boost when you need it most. Next, I want to talk about is a power bank. I personally carry this Anchor. It's thin, it's light, it doesn't weigh much, and I know for a fact if my phone is dead, it will charge my phone twice. So I highly recommend a power bank. You don't even need something like this. You could just use a cheap one. But you want to keep your phone charged. You want to be in communication with people you love. And also, I use my phone as a police scanner a lot, so I like to listen in on that. So once again, get you a power bank. Like I said, it doesn't need to be an Anchor. There's cheaper ones out there, but I personally recommend this one, and it's only like $22 on Amazon right now. So there's that. Last but not least, let's talk protection. Everyone needs some protection. I'm not telling you to carry an M16 with you. I'm not telling you to carry an AR-15. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a freaking bazooka. But like I said, if it's a civil unrest situation, you are going to want to protect yourself. And you can use pepper spray. You can get a taser. The only problem with that is most tasers, if they get knocked out of your hand, are useless, or if they're wearing thick clothing, they're useless. A firearm let's be honest. A firearm is simply just it's a game changer. If you pull out pepper spray, you could pepper spray yourself. You could pepper spray somebody and you don't intend to pepper spray. Or it could just not work at all. I've had palms not even go off when I needed them to. Do we still carry pepper spray? Yes, because if someone's trying to get in my car, it is a deterrent, but it's not always going to stop somebody. So, recommend a firearm, get training, learn how to use it, learn how to be proficient with it, learn the laws of your state. That's the most important thing. I'm not telling you to go out and just wave it around and be like, get out of my way, you big, I'm not telling you to brandish it every time someone disagrees with you. But personal protection is a real thing, especially this day and age. People are becoming more bold and more brazen. And a lot of people just really, I think, take for granted that the police will show up when they need them to. But that's a whole other video. Anyway, I hope this helps a lot of people out, knowing that you don't need to spend a ton of money on a get-home bag. Now, a bug-out bag is a whole different thing, and I think a lot of people have the misconception that a bug-out bag and a get-home bag are the same thing, and in some circumstances they are. For instance, my personal get-home bag is 30 pounds. It's crammed full of stuff, but at any given time, I'm 100 to 120 miles away from home during my workday. That's at least a week for me to get home. So I pack my bug out bag and my get home bag, let's call it, because it's all one and the same. I pack them differently than what someone who only works a few miles away from work would. So another thing I would highly recommend, which I don't have one handy right now, would be an umbrella. Just a cheap little $15 small umbrella. If it's sunny, that can provide shade. It could provide protection from the wind. It could provide, well, in some circumstances, it could provide defense. And of course, obviously, it's going to protect you from the rain. So once again, I recommend a personal sized umbrella. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. This is my first one on this channel. I've been kind of off-putting about doing a video, but the more I watch, the more I see people basically seemingly trying to get you to buy something. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. I have no hidden agenda. My agenda is to share what I think will help a lot of people out. I'm not rich by any means, but what I've learned over my 50 years on this earth and being stuck in some pretty precarious situations in my time is that there's a lot of things you're going to wish you had that you don't have at the time. Don't be the I wish I had it. Be the thank God I got it person. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. Everybody have a good day and have a safe and happy 2023. And be prepared for anything. Like I say, always wish for the best, pray for the best, but expect the worst. I'm out.